An Iraq War veteran has reportedly killed 5 family members, seriously injured a 17-year-old, and taken his own life. It was stated that he killed his ex-wife, her mother and grandmother, sister, brother-in-law, and a 14-year-old niece. How could an ex-Marine deemed permanently disabled do such a thing? Perhaps the mystery is solved with the utterance of 4 words, not unfamiliar to veterans: post-traumatic stress disorder. It was reported that Bradley William Stone was in court for a child custody dispute with his ex-wife, who filed for divorce in 2009. Could the divorce have exacerbated his diagnosis of post-traumatic stress disorder by the Veterans Administration? And what other factors might have contributed to something as traumatic as mass murder-suicide? As it came out in court proceedings, Mr. Stone resented his divorce and his ex-wife's recent engagement to another man. Making matters worse for his mental state was a court custody decision regarding his children. It was also reported that he stalked and intimidated his ex-wife to the point where she was afraid to go home, not knowing if he would be there. Having been haunted with demons of post-traumatic stress disorder since being a soldier in the Iraqi War, these added emotions and negative thoughts may have created an imperfect storm of sorts that could have tipped the scales, overloading his amygdala, putting him over the edge. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a subjugated condition which can cause angry reactions towards oneself and others. Characteristic with the condition are thoughts and memories that can cause a person to experience defenselessness, helplessness, fear, rejection, isolation, depression, and a foreboding future. The individuals arbitrarily and capriciously relive their traumatic events through dreams, hallucinations, and traumatic flashbacks. They attempt to avoid people, places, and situations that trigger undesirable feelings. The victims may also experience reclusiveness, flat affect, insomnia, or sustained sleep, irritability, and nervousness. Bradley William Stone likely felt threatened, overpowered, and exploited, which appears to have caused the amygdala, fear center of his brain, and emotions to override the neocortex rational part of his brain. In that altered state, he may have concluded that the solution was to eliminate the people he viewed were responsible for his pain, including himself. Many experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder struggle with suicidal or homicidal ideations. Soldiers returning from war are often susceptible to the impulses of killing than a civilian who has never experienced life-and-death battlefield engagements. Some experts believe pharmacotherapy may assist in mitigating symptoms. Other clinicians prefer modalities such as cognitive behavioral therapy, exposure therapy, psychodynamic family and group therapy to lessen the effects of post-traumatic stress disorder. But while medication and therapy can be helpful in reducing the effects of PTSD, the best single mitigating tool to relieve post-traumatic stress symptoms is intimacy with God. King Hezekiah understood this as recorded in 2 Chronicles 32, verse 8, where he said, quote, "With him is only the arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us to fight our battles," unquote. Could God have helped Mr. Stone's battles before he took his life and the life of others? God can not only help people suffering with post-traumatic stress disorder, He can help us with everything in our lives. The preceding was an editorial written by psychotherapist, consultant minister Dr. Stephen Heyman, with the majority of the material excerpted from his new book, The War Within: Combating Post-Traumatic Stress with God. Please be so kind as to forward a link to this video to anyone you know who is under stress or to anybody you know who has to care for an overstressed individual. Thank you.